fight week for the Hero, right? It's just still there from last time. Such a quick turnaround. Is that...
Yeah, I usually don't do it till fight day. It's
Right.
kind of my ritual. There's nothing to do on fight day. You get bored. You feel bad wasting energy running around the city. So it's just something to do. You know, it's the one little mission besides food that I can partake in. But I didn't get it shaved off right after the fight. We're gonna do something funny in Vegas, maybe at the Fan Expo. Have my girlfriend hold me down. There's an awesome YouTube video of her holding me. Well, my 6 teammates holding me down, and then she shaved it, all ninja-like, you know.
That's fun.
So I'm sitting there drilling and coaching, and then the guy jumps on my back, hooks in, ready to do the choke, and then he calls everyone over, and I'm spread out. She's shaving it. It was terrible. So we were going to do something funny, you know. And I got the call on like the 3rd of July. So I'm sitting there going, there goes my 4th of July weekend. There goes partying at UFC 148 and screaming drunk for Chael to win. So I was a pretty passive, quiet guy the rest of the week. But I get another chance to get in, get another win, and another payday, and pretty excitable.
Well, I guess was that the thought mainly, is just the payday and getting another win? Because obviously, you know, we don't see guys fighting a month later. Normally it's a little time off.
I wrestled my whole life. We had a season. So 50 wrestling matches in 3 months, 3.5 months. When I did my own fight thing with, you know, X, Y, and Z promotions all across wherever, I would probably fight every month. You know, for a long time, it was every month, every 3 weeks. I was turning around. I didn't get hurt. Promoters trusted me enough to let me sign a fight within, you know, 21 or 30 days. And it worked out for me. I've only backed out of one fight my whole life, and that was in Australia, like 2009. But long story short, like I prefer to take a training camp where you do all the nasty, hard CrossFit, hill sprints, you know, hard sparring, and then parlay that into like a nice 2-3 fights, you know. Like wrestling season, we have the hardest preseason of any sport. And then we get into the wrestling season, and we kind of, it's almost like the whole season's tapering from then on, you know what I mean? And you get to the national championships, and you're fit, and confident, and healthy, and it worked out. Well, here, it's a roller coaster, you know. You can't stay sprinting for 12 months. No matter what some of these guys say, like Randy Couture would keep a baseline and kick it back up. Dan Henderson, because they're older, like they wouldn't want to go off the rails and go on holiday for a month.
Right.
But they'll keep a baseline, but they're not sprinting. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So if I can parlay that 12-week training camp, that hard work I did, into 2-3 fights, I'm going to. So it was a pretty easy call.
After your fight in New Jersey, you said you're kind of tinkering with the idea of going to lightweight. Is that, is that still in your plans, or the fact that we're seeing you at 170? I mean, what's
I didn't have time to cut.
Right.
You know, it was a month. I actually got up to probably 194, 195. I said, if I'm going to 55, this is like my last hurrah. So I had a couple burgers, I had pizza, you know, I had Thai curry, all that good stuff, and as many microbrews and mojitos as I can get my hands on for about 3 days. And that call came and ruined it all. But I got up to about 195. It took me 3 days to get back down to like 186. You know, so now I'm probably 182, which is normal for me. So an easy cut. I could make weight tomorrow if they asked me to. And you know, with a couple, 2, 3, 4 months of really vegetarian diet, staying strict, I'm going to get down to like 170 when I wake up. Yeah. So 55 is going to be that same 15 pounds I always deal with fight week.
So after this one, do you think that's the plan? Or what if you get one of those calls again a month later and you're like, well, I'm still kind of in shape?
You know, I mean, they're going to put me in a title shot when they want to, and I don't think it matters what weight, you know, and who I beat. It's one of them situations where as long as you're the guy that's won all your fights and have a bit of juice behind you, you're going to get the shot. So I'm just going to keep winning and doing what I think's right for me. As long as I'm healthy and happy, I'll keep fighting. But if they give me long enough, my body's going to change, and I'm going to be, you know, pressing for the lightweight matchup.
So Head is a pretty unknown guy to most UFC fans. What do you think of him as an opponent for this fight?
He's just the next guy. I don't know a whole lot about him. He's only had 10 fights. You know, and he obviously deserves to be here. He's beat a couple good guys, like was it Gerald Harris, I think, at 185 he beat. Had a fight with Nick Ring in his debut. He just beat Pepe Abidi. So, I mean, he's done good things in his short career, but he's just the next guy. I mean, it didn't really matter who the fight was against, as long as it wasn't a crazy, much better wrestler than me. You know, that Clay Guida Gray Maynard situation, you know Clay wanted the 3 months to train for that, prepare for that. So same thing. I get like Johnny Hendricks or, you know, John Fitch. I won't fight John, but, you know, that guy being a better wrestler than me, I'm going to want to really game plan and have 3 months for that. Most other guys, I'm the veteran. I've seen it all, so I'll just turn right around and fight again.
You got your 50th win in your last fight. Did that mean anything to you, or is it just at this point? You don't really think about
Probably the
anything
second
like
or
that,
third time in my head that I've got my 50th win, because I've had some fights that aren't on SureDog, and every time I write my list down, I always forget one or two. So I don't even know where I'm at. I know I'm at about 75 fights, and I've got about 66 of them on SureDog. So who's to say? I don't know where the other 9 went, but yeah, I mean, it's a cool number. And like I said, when the fans get excited about statistics, someone batting 300 or scoring, an average of 30 points a game for a season, that's the cool stuff for the fans, and the stuff on the back of baseball cards. And I collect baseball cards, all that. So it is kind of neat, but it's something I'll look back on later. I'm in the thick of things, and it's a bit surreal right now.
Speaking of the fans, how speak to the reception that you've gotten here, and how receptive are they to the hero and everything?
Well, they all want me to change it. They all want their own design on my chest, So I don't know if they actually like the hero or they just like the kind of the gimmick of it. But I get a lot of Twitter, a lot of Facebook about the chest hair. I saw the Ian McCall mustache on some guy, so I thought that was fairly impressive. So I don't know. I might make a little bit of a delivery to Ian and say, hey, if you patch that on, it might look all right. Even just for a training session, that'd be funny, let alone a fight. But yeah, I've had the Maple Leaf, Flames, this, that, the other, asked of me. I don't really have much to work with on this one. I'm pretty thin at the moment. For me, this is thin.
Have you gone the arms or something? You look like you got a nice
what?
canvas there.
The first time I was ever going to shave, I was going to barber pole my whole body. And that was just to piss off the California Commission, because they had suspended me for doing cartwheels and beating up Shannon Rich. So it was just kind of a big FU to them. But I ended up doing the smiley face and doing like the gay biker look on my head, all that kind of mess.
Right.
Armando Garcia just, but that's kind of where it all started. Just kind of a bit of a laugh, and then it just developed into a bit of I'm a better wrestler than this guy, so he's got to hit me. And I left the arrow and the target. I kept it for Hector. I actually did everything reverse. I left this patchy, and I shaved all this out, trying to fool him. He didn't hit me square, so it worked all right.
Threw it off a little bit.
Yeah, it went all right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
So thanks,
man.
guys.
Appreciate it.